Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Grow New Accounts Digitally, Successful Strategies. We're so excited that you could join us today. I'm Brenda Pierce, and I'll be your moderator. And today's speakers are Bethany Dutcher from Jolt Credit Union and David Kingsbury from Deep Target. Bethany is the Vice President of Marketing, and she is going to share how she has successfully grown new accounts at Jolt using Deep Target's digital experience platform. And David Kingsbury is with Deep Target, and he's the Digital Experience Programs Director. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to David, and then I'll join you back at the end. David?
Great, thank you, Brenda, and welcome to Bethany. I was just
Hi, happy to be here.
Excellent. So we're real excited to have Bethany here today with us. We've got a packed agenda, so let's go ahead and get started. Brenda? Thank you. So for those of you who are not familiar with Deep Target, we have a digital experience platform that allows you to not only deploy digital marketing campaigns across multiple channels, but integrate them together into a single environment so you can manage, understand, and overall review the results. So next slide. So how do we help? We help our clients generate 4 to 10 times higher member engagement. How do we do that? Through our easy to use DXP. We have the ability for you to generate 7 different types of campaigns to engage your users. And one of our newest ones is the most powerful today. It's based on machine learning. We call it predictive campaigns. So it simplifies your level of work needed to engage your members. We're very highly personable, so you can make your offers very relevant to your members, as well as we are real time in our publishing and unpublishing and automation and extensive reporting. You're going to see a lot of that from Bethany's results here today and hear from her. And on average, one big question that our marketing teams always ask is, how many resources do I need? We're seeing from most of our customers, one person 2 to 4 hours a week, which tells you that we're really automated. We in fact think that we're 95% automated. So we're going to ask Bethany that same question. So you're going to hear how much she dedicates to a really amazing set of campaigns. Okay, next slide. So here it is. We have a dashboard environment within DXP. So when you log in, you get a dashboard, which gives you an overview of how all your campaigns are doing. And from here, you can launch, create new campaigns, you can see your reports, and even more excitingly, you can distribute leads. So that's a great capability, and that is automated as well. Okay, next slide. So finally, ROI. Once again, 4 to 10 times the level of engagement, which increases revenue, increases loyalty and trust, increases services, right? So if you want to service your members, you want to provide a great service, and it decreases costs. So we call it today, marketing is no longer a cost center, it's a profit center in so many ways. Okay, next slide. We do have over 200 credit unions and community banks, and we're so excited to have Jolt here to talk about. Bethany will talk about all of her great campaign events that she's executed. And next slide. And we have to throw in a quote that Bethany has allowed us to use. She loves logging into the Deep Target dashboard so she can see how everything's performing. She loves the ease of deploying ads. And then finally, it's great for her to see all those results, and that is so easy to see. So with that, next slide, we're going to introduce Bethany. So Bethany, we'll let you take it from here.
Thanks, David. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Bethany Dutcher. I work for Jolt Credit Union. We are in the mid-Michigan area. I've been at the credit union 19 years. I love the credit union industry and philosophy of people helping people. Jolt is $437 million in assets, and we have 25,900 members. In 2017, we went through a core conversion from Fiserv Advantage to Scimitar Epicus with member-driven technologies, and we implemented Deep Target during that time. We're currently using NetTeller for online banking and Access SoftTech for mobile banking, And we use Deep Target on both our online and mobile banking platforms. And we use Deep Target in so many ways. We use it for announcements, member communication, which was key during the pandemic. We also use it to build our brand, to share our community involvement, financial education with our blog. And we also use it for targeted ads to cross-sell with products and services. Our goal is to have a good mix of campaigns, so we're providing education, what the credit union is involved with in our community, so it isn't all product and service pushing, but we know that's important too. I'm happy to be here today and share our experience.
That is awesome. And we're happy to have you here as well, Bethany. And in today's world, providing the exceptionally good service is most important. So well done. Okay, next slide. So it's interview time. So we're real excited to ask Bethany a series of questions and let her expand on the results that she's getting and what she's doing. And so first up is, can you share some campaign success? This is what everybody is really here to hear about. What campaigns are you doing, and what success and related metrics are you seeing? Okay.
Absolutely, I have a few to share. The first is a campaign we did to target more credit cards. It was called Find Your Balance. This campaign started at the end of January 2020. You know, after the holidays and the thick of a Michigan cold winter, we know at Jolt that some days finding your inner balance can be a little harder than others, especially when it comes to paying down high interest credit cards when all the bills start coming after the holidays. This was a unique campaign because the pandemic arrived mid-March and we closed our branch lobbies at that time. So Deep Target became vital to use to keep this campaign finishing strong. And we ended up with 10% unique logins off from this campaign. Our click-through rate was 2.03%. Industry average is 0.05%. And in the end, we ended up with 300 new credit card balance transfers and over, it was $1.4 million in new loan dollars booked. So when the pandemic hit, this campaign really looked like it might have taken a nosedive, but we ended up finishing strong. And I know that Deep Target was a huge part of that.
And what a great looking ad campaign, Bethany. So kudos to you and your team for doing this. And such great results. Absolutely. Okay.
This next campaign is a youth CD. One of our goals is to be proactive with keeping our youth accounts active and not going dormant. We want to encourage members to make deposits throughout the year. And we did a 4% youth CD. It started in the middle of February this year through April. And we targeted members age 18 and under. And what we're doing with our youth CDs is we're lowering the minimum balance to $100 because we're finding that some of our parents, they're not able to open a CD with a larger amount. And the CD has a maximum of $3,000. But the neat thing is that our members can deposit throughout the year up to the $3,000 maximum. So we had parents who were coming in when they got paid, or maybe when the kids got their birthday or Christmas money. And we had targeted ads in Deep Target doing the 18 and under. And then we were also targeting parents and grandparents age. We're finding that a lot of grandparents were opening accounts for these kids. And we ended up getting 130 new accounts. And over half of these came from already established households, but it was households where we hadn't had the opportunity yet to open a youth account. And they saw these different ads when, either the parent or grandparent was in online or mobile banking. We ended up with 845 youth CDs, a 2.44% click-through rate, and $1.7 million in CDs. And that will continue to grow as members are adding more deposits to those CDs throughout the year.
That is absolutely brilliant, Bethany, because getting, and I think we talked a little bit about it, the Gen Z generation, which is now turning 23 years old, is really, really future minded, and just it hits a great target for, as a service, not only, but as a great offer for that generation. So well done.
Thank you. So the next case study is on our Kasasa checking. So one of the ways Deep Target has been key over the last 15 months as our member behavior has changed and we've had more members convert from doing their transaction in person to doing them online and in mobile banking during the pandemic, we utilize Deep Target even more to keep members engaged. And one of these key areas was with our Kasasa checking launch. Growing new and active checking accounts is really a true measure of members using Jolt as their primary financial institution. We launched Kasasa on July 8th of 2020, and this was a delayed launch with the pandemic. And in July, our conditions still weren't ideal in Michigan. We were short-staffed. Some of our locations were drive-through only. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. We used Deep Target to target members who were current members who had an opportunity to, more fully use their checking account. Perhaps they could add their e-statements to get rewards. They could move their direct deposit to get rewards. We were able to create targeted lists and then load them into Deep Target and then prioritize these campaigns so these members were seeing these first when they were checking their accounts online or on their smartphone. And this week we set up our first predictive campaign for Kasasa, and we're really looking forward to being able to compare the campaign to others we set up. And as of this week, we have 19.3 million in Kasasa checking accounts. 10.7 has come from new money and direct deposits. 3,500 active, 508 are new to the Jolt Credit Union, and we're seeing that number grow as we're getting back to more normal life here. And the rest were established checking accounts that converted to Kasasa.
That is awesome. So Bethany, so interesting. Many of you guys who are not familiar with Deep Target, we also host a customer success webinar every month. And yesterday we presented entirely during our webinar to our customer base all about machine learning and our predictive campaigns. And so Bethany certainly was a part of that, and we're really excited to hear that just on that, after that call, implementing 2 predictive campaigns is really exciting. So we'll stay tuned to your results as well, but most of our customers are getting, like we said, 4 to 10 times higher engagement. So that's awesome. Great.
This next one is my favorite. So Jolt Credit Union, we were formerly Catholic Federal Credit Union and originally chartered in 1956 to serve parishioners of St. Mary's Cathedral Federal Credit Union in the mid-Michigan area. And the credit union ended up expanding to serve Catholics and their families in several area counties. In 2019, the credit union changed their name to Jolt Credit Union to be inclusive to our community and open to our field of membership. And we wanted to better reflect the everyday positive impact that we made on the lives of our members, staff, and the communities we serve. So our membership growth had been greatly impacted before our name change due to the dwindling number of practicing Catholics in the area. And so we ended up with our name change, people would say, why Jolt? Why did you do Jolt? And we really felt like the name Jolt reflected our energy, our dedication to making a difference in the lives of everyone we help and serve. So going from Catholic Federal to Jolt was a complete 180 change. And, a lot of our members had been lifelong members, and we really wanted to make sure at every touch point with the credit union that they were seeing how it's more than just a name, that it was our culture and everything that we believe that we were building behind Jolt. So we used Deep Target to include branded content to our members. And it was really talking about, like community, there's nothing we can't achieve together, and focusing on the members' goals, like this mortgage one, like your home awaits, go get it. One of our things that we, say a lot is kick it up a notch, or, anything that we do, we want to be all in. We don't ever want to do anything and just do it, maybe only 50%. So even to this day, we're, 2 years past our name change, we still continue to include branding in our Deep Target because, again, we just don't always want it to be about products. Products and services are very important, but we want to make sure our members know who the credit union is and what we believe in. So I'll just share a couple statistics since our name change. We've increased our loan growth by 12%. Our member transactions have increased 9%. Our average age of our credit union membership before our name change was 46, and our new member age is coming in at 35 now. and our social media growth has grown 17%. So I'm really excited about these numbers. You know, our name change weathered the pandemic, and I know we're just going to keep growing strong. So you know, my advice is don't just look for Deep Target just for products and services. You can really educate your members on anything and everything that you're doing.
That's fantastic. And you know, that's so telling that your member average age has reduced by over 10 years, which is fantastic because that means you're reaching the generations that need the most financial help, right? And by doing that, you meet that purpose that you talked about, that mission that you have earlier of service to everyone. And they didn't know all of the great offers that you had until you started doing this. So that is great, Bethany. Your community is so much better off for all your help. Okay, so great. Next slide. Okay, so Deep Target is helps you build relevant campaigns so that your members see things that they would be most likely interested in. So we base that on data sources of your membership. So Bethany, how do you use the data to help support Deep Target?
Sure. So our member data is updated every night out of our core system. We call it Good Night. It runs at 11:59, and then it gets uploaded into Deep Target, which I love because we're always using fresh data. We're not behind it all on it. We also import special targeted lists for campaigns to grow loans and other products and services. We work with Radon, and if they really target anything down, we can import those lists in. And the more data we can get in there, the better. Again, we also started using predictive campaigns. Yesterday, we watched your webinar, and we were like, this is so simple. And we set up 2 campaigns, a loan one and a checking one. So the data is so important because, you know, you want it to be fresh, you want it to be accurate. So again, the more that we can put in there and the more we can get off our core and any of our other vendors that we use, we just continue to add the most that we can to Deep Target.
That's awesome. Because as many of you know, Deep Target utilizes that data, determine if members are truly interested in one offer or another, because you don't want to waste their time. You don't want to waste you want to give them relevant offers that would interest them at the right financial time. And if not, you don't want to, how many of us have been irritated by seeing an ad for something that we have no interest in whatsoever? And that's imperative. So having the data fresh, like Bethany mentions, is important. And also Deep Target understands that and automatically will remove members with the predictive campaigns as they, if you will, move out of relevancy for that offer. So really powerful capabilities. So thank you for that. All right, so next slide. So what about the management reports, Bethany? You know, we have some extensive analytics and some resulting management reports that you can pull automatically out of Deep Target. Are they helpful?
These reports are very useful. They're easy to understand, and you can see how everything is performing, how the report identifies if you have any opportunities to improve. This month, I included our report into our board packet for our board of directors. We've got a couple CPAs on the board, and they love to see things like this because, you know, if we have something that isn't performing, it shows me where we need to make adjustments to get our numbers back up where we want them to be.
Awesome. So many of you may not know that we have created some unique KPIs to help all of our customers understand how they're performing, because how would you know, right? And so with these millions of impressions and thousands of clicks, are you really performing well overall? And so we help you with that. So fantastic. Good. Next slide. Great. So this is a big one. So with all the Deep Target capabilities and all that you're trying to accomplish, Bethany, how big is the team that you're using internally to manage and support Deep Target?
We're a 2-person marketing department at Jolt. We dedicate about 1 hour every week on average to Deep Target. If we have a lot going on, it might be a little more, and sometimes it's a little less, or sometimes we even skip a week. There's also a convenient scheduling feature that saves us time and lets us plan out if we have a campaign or a member announcement that we want to launch on a certain day. So this is very easily managed.
Okay, did you say on average 1 hour a week between you and one other person? Is that correct?
Yep. So it's 30 minutes out of my week on average.
That is amazing. So that is great. So we're so happy that we can help you save time and yet generate such fantastic results. Okay, great. Next slide. Great. So we've kind of covered some of this with the predictive campaigns. We got some great insight, and so therefore, Bethany, we know we're looking forward to hearing your results with predictive campaigns. One thing we haven't talked about is Analytics API. The Analytics API is a new feature we just launched in March, and it allows any of our customers to use any other dashboard tool to reach into DeepTarget and pull out those analytics. And that's mainly because we're having many of the leadership teams want to create if you will, a world view of what's going on at their FI, pulling from the online platforms, pulling from the teller systems, the ATM, the CRM, into a single dashboard so they can overall manage the overall journey of all their customers and members. Is that something you guys are interested in as well, Bethany?
Absolutely, especially as we're seeing the number of our mobile banking enrollment users rise every month. This will be very important information for us to implement here.
Awesome. So that's all available today. We have many of our customers using, in fact, a couple examples are Microsoft Power BI, Tableau, and literally within 15 minutes, you can set up a connection into DeepTarget and pull out the analytics so you can review them directly. So very powerful. So more on that coming up in our future webinars as well. So finally, what strategies, Bethany, are you looking forward to in the future?
Our strategies for the future are focused on expanding our digital marketing by adding video. We're interested in adding 3D Storyteller to our DeepTarget program. David, you had shared with me that 95% of people retain content in a video versus a static ad. So we have a lot of room there because we're not using video right now. We're also focused on attracting and retaining our team members. I recently read that 60% of children choose not to bank at the same financial institution as their parents. We don't want that to be the case here at Jolt. We're soon launching a teen debit card that lets teens manage their own money so they can navigate real world financial situations in a safe environment. And it'll give their parents the visibility into their spending so they can provide guidance when needed. We had a debit card here at the credit union for teens, and we're adding some safety features that we heard from our members that was the biggest obstacle in them getting their child signed up. So when this goes live, the teen will get a debit card and it has no minimum balance requirement. And again, it has built-in safety features with lower ATM limits that they can pull out, a debit card daily spending limit. If there is no money in their checking account, the insufficient fund transactions will simply be denied. They're not going to get any kind of expensive overdraft fees. So this will be launched hopefully later this summer, and DeepTarget will be key to communicating this to parents and team members. And we're really putting a fun spin on it about it. We're targeting the teens, but we're also targeting the moms and dads about being no more bank of mom and dad. So I'm really looking forward to this.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you're very forward thinking, Bethany, in all that you do. And you're exactly right. Video is the new way to communicate quickly and with real power and relevance. And if anyone didn't know, DeepTarget supports HTML. HTML supports video as well as sound, as multiple click-through buttons or call to action buttons. So that's awesome. And once again, your focus on the younger generation is key, as we all know. So we're so glad that DeepTarget's helping you do that. So awesome, Bethany. So next slide. So that's everything that we wanted, not everything, but that's all that we wanted to talk about here with Bethany. Thank you so much, Bethany. That's fantastic. Thank you, attendees. We only briefly mentioned 3D Storyteller, but I'm going to throw that out there again. If you guys are interested in hearing about 3D Storyteller, it's really a high level of engagement for all of the younger generations, Gen Z and Millennial. And so you'll want to check that out. But based on what you guys heard today from Beth, you guys can expect increased trust, a great ROI, and hundreds of new accounts opened every month if you just utilize digital marketing in your online channels. So thank you again, Bethany, and thank you, attendees, for being here. So over to you, Brenda.
Okay, thank you, David, and thank you, Bethany, for a great presentation. We appreciate your time. And as we conclude today's webinar, you will get a quick 3-question survey. We'd appreciate your feedback on that. And also, I just want to tell everybody on behalf of Deep Target and our presenters, we thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, you can reach out to David at deeptarget.com. And we, again, please fill out that survey. Thanks again, Bethany. Thanks again, David.
Thank you. Thank you, Bethany.